are you? I pose this question because I want to know who you are. Once you have figured out who you truly are, you are going to be able to move mountains. But you need to believe in yourself and figure out who you really are. Hi, I'm Dr. Shellie Hipsky. I'm with Inspiring Lives, and that is the name of my company. And one of the things that I do with my company is I have a television show. Another thing that I do is I have a radio show called Empowering Women. I have 6 books that I've written and am writing, and I am also a public speaker around the world, around the globe. So I've spoken at places like the University of Oxford in England. I've spoken at Pepperdine University in front of 1,500 people. But I love to explore that question, who are you? Once you, as a student in the UK, or if you're listening to this and you're my students in Africa, in South Africa, you may realize who you are, and therefore you may realize what you should be doing. Your future is only as bright as you make it. So you're going to have to buckle down. You're going to have to hit the books and learn. You're also going to have to decide on a bigger vision for yourself, a bigger picture on who you want to become. So how are you going to do that? It's a tricky question, isn't it? I know, because I've been there too. I actually had a really pretty hard time when I was in high school. I now am a professor at a university. I have been for the last decade. I teach future teachers. But when I was in high school, I almost failed out because I wasn't connected with the learning. And that's one of the things that I realized about myself, was that I needed to figure out how to teach myself the concepts that the teachers weren't able to teach me. So maybe you're looking around, maybe you're watching this in a classroom in the UK, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, you know what? They aren't really responsible for teaching me all this. I need to figure it out. So sometimes you really do need to put it on yourself and think, okay, I have this to learn in my classes. I know what I need to do that, and figure it out. So that being said, so that seems kind of like a lofty goal for a person, doesn't it? Sometimes to figure out what they want out of the world, what they want out of life. I do encourage you to go ahead and make a huge vision board. And if you don't know what a vision board is, I would be glad to show you some different images of what it is. Vision boards are when you take magazines and you cut up the magazines, take the images that really speak to your heart and what you want to do with your future. For example, I have on my vision board, I have all kinds of things. Like I had my television show before it came into existence, the Inspiring Lives with Dr. Shellie show. I have a happy family on it. I have pictures of places that I wanted to travel. For example, this is a good example because I really, really wanted to go to Paris someday. Someday. I always said someday I would go to Paris. Now remember, I'm here in America, and it's not as easy for me to get there as maybe it is if you're already in Europe. So in my mind, this was a someday thing. Once I put it on my vision board, big and clear with the Eiffel Tower there, and I thought it through, and I realized this is something I've wanted to do since I was a child. That's when it became clear. That's when I began to make it a reality. And just a few short months ago, I was able to do that. I went on a trip called Penning in Paris, and I was able to talk with other authors and write with other authors and really get into my Common Threads book series, wherein I'm interviewing 100 incredible women from around the world, and I am taking their stories and putting it into a 3-part book series. And it's going to be all about inspiration, empowerment, balance, and how these incredible ladies got to where they are. So really, I think that what you're going to need to do is really believe in yourself. You're going to need to come up with a clear-cut vision. Okay, figure out where you want to go with your life, who you want to be. Maybe you want to be a veterinarian or an astronaut or a writer or an actress on the screen. I love acting myself. I actually was in the most recent Vin Diesel movie. I was cast in that, and it was a blast for me to work with those Hollywood actors. Whatever you can conceive, whatever you can come up with in your mind and put out there into the universe and really take hold of that vision and make it so clear, it's so focused, then you gotta do something else. You have to take action on your goals. So you can't just sit around and stare at the pictures every day and go, oh, that's what I want to be when I grow up. You need to take action. So if that means hitting the book, studying a little bit more, if that means going out there and taking lessons in the things that you're interested in, if it means just Googling it and figuring out more about this dream, that's what I want you to do. Okay? So really, I think that you, inside your heart, inside your soul, you have all the capability in the world to achieve whatever goals, whatever mission you have. When I sat down and I wrote, my mission is to, I wrote, my mission is to, ... My mission is to entertain, educate, and inspire internationally. And once I wrote that down, I was off to the races. I was able to really start accomplishing some big things in my life and winning awards like Best Businesswoman of the Year and Super Professor, one of the best professors in the world. So you really need to figure out what your personal mission is. Now, I know I don't have a whole lot of time with you today, but I also want to tap into your heart about one other thing. And you should know that throughout your life, there may be people that don't believe in you, but you need to keep on believing in yourself. I have here a copy of a Maya Angelou poem, Still I Rise, and it was actually signed by her before she passed. And I just want to read a little teeny section of it because I think it's really important that you continue to rise. Continue to rise in your vision. Continue to rise in your vision. And I can't wait to find out what you do with all the magic that's inside of you and all of the power that's inside of you. So I'm going to just read this little tiny portion of it to you because you can rise. Just like the moon and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. I'm going to go a little further down. Leaving nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into daybreak, wondrously clear, I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. So no matter if there's a bully out there in your life on cyberbullying, no matter if somebody says to you, you can't do it, you can't do it. Look inside your heart, look inside your soul, and rise. You can do this. More power to you. I'm proud of you. Go out there and rise. This is Dr. Shellie Hipsky of Inspiring Lives.